It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. All right, with me here at Milberger's is Mark Peterson, and sitting in for Calvin, yay, Karen Guz.
Good morning.
Good morning. Karen is, let's see, I get VP of Conservation,
Yes.
San Antonio Water System, and
we had bet whether or not he would remember.
what?
We had bets on whether or not you would remember.
Oh, okay.
You remembered, so I lost the bet.
Okay. But yeah, and Karen's a great plant person, and so it's fun because I remember at one of the SAWS events at a botanical garden, the guy's very confidently talking to you and saying, "Oh, you know that sweet potato vine, it won't grow in the shade," and you just went, "What?" I got mine in the shade. It's doing great. And so they changed their opinion.
You get a gardener who will say that about just about everything.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know. You tell people they can't grow azaleas in San Antonio for our soils, and you'll find somebody who's gorgeous azaleas to prove you wrong.
Or hydrangeas.
Yeah.
It's always a classic.
Or bougainvillea in the ground. No, we had a bougainvillea in a pot. Didn't do anything, and it fell. And so the pot cracked. So I thought, okay.
It escaped?
Yes, it was trying to escape. So I just potted it in the ground, and it's doing great.
And it's not supposed to, but I'm hearing more and more people putting them in the ground.
Yeah.
So,
drive around town, and you see these big, wonderful bougainvilleas, and you're going, yeah, that's not supposed to happen, but they're lovely.
I just wonder if our unkind, harsh weather we've had in recent years approximates the root-bound, unhappy conditions of the pot that I was told many years ago was what would force the blooms.
Oh, no, yeah. I was told that as well.
But now, even if they're in the ground, if you're just not very nice to them in the ground, it's maybe the equivalent of being root-bound.
I think that's a lovely segue. I think it's our wonderful rainfall that we've had in the last 6 years.
Could be. That's what I mean. The lack thereof.
Aren't we thinking that that the rainfall is in deficit? We've been going on a drought for literally six.
This is entering our 7th year of consecutive year of what SAWS considers drought conditions, with over a 40-inch rain deficit in that time period is not small.
So that's a whole year's worth of rain.
Oh, wow.
More than.
Yeah, more than. But that's a lot to make up.
And just to make things worse, Al back at the station just predicted no rain prediction for this day.
Oh, no more today?
That's what Al's saying. But it is a 40% chance of thunderstorms for tonight.
Okay.
I guess that cold front comes in because the low is 45.
As the staff here
Come on,
always
Al,
say,
bring the rain. It's up to you.
As the staff always says, it can rain anytime except after 5. I mean,
here at Milberger's, yes.
Yeah, when
they want it to rain after 5.
Yeah,
except
after
when
5.
people want to come and buy plants and then go get them in the ground.
Yeah, so call with your gardening questions, and we'll make sure they get answered at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Lots of beautiful plants out here at Milberger's today. Lots of great Christmas stuff. And then we've got the cyclamen, which I consider to be winter or Christmassy.
Yeah.
Is
and
that
there's
fair?
red, bright red.
Bright red,
that's very Christmassy. And bright pink, if you prefer that, and white. So they look stunning from where I'm sitting.
I always like the red and white.
I do too.
Now Kevin has switched allegiances, and he likes the purple now. But I still am a big red and white fan.
Yeah, that's the ones that I've seen. Like I was saying, when you see them downtown on Houston and the little planters, they do the red and the white, and it looks great. It looks very Christmassy. We've got Christmas trees, noble firs.
Yes, and so we have Fraser firs and Nordum. Yeah, and a few noble. They're scattered throughout. And for those who didn't know, Nordum is the most popular Christmas tree in Europe.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's huge.
Where are they grown?
I didn't know this, but I looked it up last week in preparation for the show. But they are from the Caucasus and northeastern Turkey.
Huh.
I had no idea.
Well traveled.
Yeah.
Yes.
And their unique feature is they have the lowest scent of all the Christmas trees. And so for those who are allergic to pine or fir aroma, this is the tree for you.
Yeah.
And they retain their needles a long time. So Fraser fir also does that, but it is more aromatic. So, but these are the two most popular trees. Nordum, most popular in Europe. Fraser, the most popular in the United States.
Okay. And the trees, if you've bought trees at Milberger's before, you know that it's unique. They're freshly cut when they get here, stored in water, and the planters are plastic and I guess is that rebar?
Yeah, rebar cross ties. A nice big X on the bottom.
Yeah, and what they explained, because I couldn't really remember it, but yeah, so when you come in and you buy the tree, you buy the stand with it. If you don't have a stand, if you bought a stand last year with the tree because you bought it at Milberger's, you bring it back and you just exchange it, and there's no cost for the stand. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they treat it nice. When they get them off the truck, they make a little cut and immediately put them in the stand so that they'll be fresh for a long time.
Yeah.
And they have the staff to help load it. This is not a self-loading. The staff will help you load because of these stands. They want to make sure that there are no rebar going through the roof of the car or the back window or so whatever. So the staff does a wonderful job of loading up the vehicle and making sure that the stand is in place and ready to go.
And also amaryllis bulbs.
Nice.
In the front by the cashier, I checked, and in the little seed room, there are a bunch of amaryllis balls. Great gifts. Some of them are free, and some of them are already in a little container, which is kind of what you want. You want that little nice container for those of us who forget gifts until the very end.
And Christmas cactus.
Well, we had a question.
We did have a question from the crowd.
I have a Christmas. So I started out my time here asking for a reminder because I have a neglected Christmas cactus I got last year as a gift. And I wanted a reminder about what I was supposed to have done with it to get it to bloom again.
Well, and I said a gentle covering. You don't have to put it in a closet underneath a cloth or in a bushel basket or what have you. Just keep it away from everything, all the bright lights, and 4 to 6 weeks out from when you want it to bloom, and then decrease the water. Certainly decrease fertilization, no fertilization whatsoever, and then come around Christmas time. Hanukkah time, you're going to start watering it, opening it up, and start watering it again, and it should be blooming. Now, as I've mentioned before in the show, Mother Peterson had one for 25 years.
Wow.
And finally it grew too big. But for anyone who knows Michigan weather, the sun usually goes away in November.
It doesn't come back until July.
Yeah.
Slight exaggeration.
Yeah. And so we had natural darkness for it. And so she didn't really have to put it in kind of closet or shade like that. She did move it away from the window for a little while, and then and then around Christmas time brought it back, and it would bloom fabulously. But a lot of people overwater and over fertilize. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
You start around Halloween. You start decreasing the water.
So maybe I could get it to bloom for New Year's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
If I cover it up now.
Yeah, it should be, we always like to say we had some more questions from the radio audience earlier, and I said 4 to 6 weeks. Backtrack on when you want them to start blooming.
But the ones that you're selling here are ready to go. They're not blooming already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. So you don't have to worry about it. And can you think of any place that you know of if I go online that I could probably read about this?
Oh, sir, you have you're going to get another sock, another present in your in your Hanukkah sock or Christmas sock. Yes. And I was going to at some time relate this to the radio audiences. There is a lovely resource that you may check for a wide variety of topics, ranging from design, maintenance, and articles that come out when. Milton, do you remember when? Every Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
They come out, and there was an article written on the care of all your Christmas plants. And they discuss on how to make sure they are flowering at your time.
Oh, good.
So that was on Garden Style San Antonio or GardenStyleSA.com. It's one of the greatest resources we have. And I always try to promote it because it's fabulous. So a lot of time was spent on that.
Still is. Still a lot of great people writing articles all the time.
And I have it on coming up on Facebook, so I know when the new articles come out. And then I also get somebody else sends me the link.
And if you're a SAWS customer, that's also where you can go to find out if there are incentives that might help you out.
Oh, absolutely.
So you check the SAWS programs and incentives there too if you're one of our SAWS customers.
And this year's landscape ones have stopped. October 15th, we usually have stopped them. And then we're ready to go again in March.
Well, that's right. The coupons to help you buy plants, with the coupons aren't going out anymore because there won't, once people keep shopping as they approach the end of November, starting December, usually there's not a lot of perennials. That's not true here at Milberger's. Milberger still has a lot of beautiful perennials. But, Christmas stuff starts to come out of the nurseries, and it'll start back up again in mid-March.
But there is one program that goes on continuously throughout the year. That's the Hardscape program.
Right. So this is a good winter project if you want an outdoor living area and you are looking at designing that, you can get a pretty generous incentive from SAWS. You check that out on Garden Style. Depends on how big you go. But you're looking for pervious, so not cemented in, and a permanent, not just crushed granite, but something that's going to be durable to use as an outdoor room.
Some pavers or flagstones, that. But we included decks a few years ago, and that was very popular.
Yeah, I bet.
Always remember, though, that requires a pre-request.
Oh.
Yeah, you do have to upload a photo, and so there aren't misunderstandings about, so you can't get a rebate on your existing deck. Sorry. But you're doing a new one.
There are some requirements, and so you always have to sign up beforehand on that one, before implementation.
And where do I find all that information?
Garden Style San Antonio or GardenStyleSA.com.
Okay, cool.
We have, you can, there's tabs, and you just select the tab on that. It's great. It's great. I think it's one of the best resources around.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. No, you're supposed to ask. Why is that?
Why is that, Mark, that you think it's...
Well, it's because it was a creation of the team, of Dana and myself, Juan, Brad, and then, as Karen mentioned, continues on for a host of other employees right now writing wonderful articles. So,
cool.
Yeah, go look at those
Lots
articles.
of good articles. Well, and I've seen it referenced, too, when I've done Google searches on stuff or AI searches. It'll bring up that. So it's used as a resource.
Yeah. And the more you click on those, the more it'll show up.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, no, that was what Dana and I always wanted, is more people click on those.
Oh, okay.
The more there's, what's it called, algorithm? Yeah. Algorithm that makes it show up more.
For Facebook, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, probably the search engines.
Yeah, the search engines.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily Facebook, but those engines behind the face of the Facebook.
Okay. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. So on the white lantana, what is that? Can you tell? Is that a monarch?
I was admiring that. Mark, is that a monarch or is it something else? Do you see him over there fluttering on the white lantana?
On the white lantana.
Oh, no. I think that is...
He's kind of hiding.
Calvin can do it within seconds.
I know. Calvin knows instantly the difference between the monarch and the monarch wannabes.
Yeah.
And it's showing its wings for us all, and I quite...
Oh. It is pretty.
I am going to go with, yes, it is a monarch.
We'll ask Mary, too.
It is large.
Yeah.
There are certain little dots that you have to look for to tell whether it's a monarch or a queen. It's definitely one of those two.
And based on the weather forecast, it needs to move on.
Yes.
Let's see. Low tonight, mostly cloudy this evening with a low around 47. Winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, increasing to 15 to 20 after midnight. And chance of precipitation, doesn't say how much, 40%. And then tomorrow, cloudy, high near 51. Eek. And
that's cold for us.
Yes, it is. It's cold for us.
Wrap myself in a blanket.
Slight chance of showers before midnight, then a chance of showers between midnight and 3 a.m., then a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 3 a.m. Wow. And 40% on Monday. So, yeah, little monarch, if that's you, go.
You gotta head.
Get
south.
on the wind.
Head south.
Yeah. Get on the storm. It is pretty.
All right, 210-308-8867 is our number. Come by and visit with us at 1604 on Boulevardy Road here at Milberger's, or call us and tell us what's going on. We'll help you with that plant question you got. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Boulevardy Road on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Karen Guz, Vice President of Conservation with San Antonio Water System, and Mark Peterson here. Just talking gardening with you. If you have any questions, call us at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. And Calvin taking a little vacation. He's
seeing the family.
Yeah.
So he has family coming in from all across the Midwest, and they're centering on Oklahoma.
Okay.
So that's where he is.
Yeah. They've got two of them now.
Mm-hmm. Two monarchs flittering around.
Uh-oh. Tribal plants together. Easier that way.
All right.
Well, we're talking about, during the break, we're talking about different landscape techniques and using stone. And we had previously mentioned a SAWS program for the permeable hardscape. But this entire rock is not what we're talking about.
No, it's not. And I try not to use the term xeriscape, Xeri, because too many people change it to xeroscape.
Yeah.
They think what we want is to have no living plants. And I don't know anybody who works in the field of water efficiency who promotes all rock, no plant landscapes. We try not to be the style police, but it's kind of sad to see, because I think you can really save water while having an interesting landscape that changes with the seasons, and then also really supports the urban habitat that we all live in. Those monarch butterflies and other pollinators and other creatures that we have in our urban area, including us, all thrive from having, I think, living plant material. So interestingly, SAWS doesn't promote the no plant look. We're promoting going from less grass to a more diverse landscape with drought-tolerant plants.
Interesting. The definition of xeriscape is not rocks or cactus.
No,
it's actually
just dry.
50% or less turf. That's actually one of the first rules that were written in the Denver Water back in 1981, where you must, to have a xeriscape, you must have 50% or less turf. And then there are some of the rules, native grasses, native plants, pollinators, appropriate mulch, appropriate water system if needed at all. We don't encourage that, but that type of thing. That was all provided by the definition with the Denver Water for xeriscape. But most people just went, it's xeroscape.
Yeah, that's what they heard.
Yeah, it's a confusing word. I bet the listeners here are rolling their eyes because they know what that word is. But I hear sometimes my very nice colleagues at SAWS have used the term xeroscape, and one of them at a board meeting, and I had to walk up to him afterwards and nicely as I could say, let me give you a different word to use. So let's try water saver landscape, because that X word's difficult. But sadly, we are still in drought conditions here in Bexar County, and we have been kind of hit hard by this drought more than the rest of the state. And so as lovely as the rain is that we've had, it's not remotely pulled us out of it. So we do have people out there who think, well, it's winter and we got a good rain, surely the drought's over, and when I want to run my sprinkler system, I can. So we remind them, no, sorry. Good news is you don't need to water right now. Mark, you have a good rule of thumb for like winter watering?
Certainly not more than once a month.
Okay.
If necessary. It was always that if necessary, if needed. And I tried to change the if needed to if necessary, because I was a little bit more emphatic on that. Some of the extension had every 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm like,
once a month is probably good, I think. But hand watering where stuff looks a little peaked. But the other reason to turn off the sprinkler system this time of year, if you haven't done it yet, is that if you're a SAWS customer and you have sewer services, which most people do,
good point.
We determine the rate to charge you for the rest of the year based on how much water you're using pretty much right now.
Well, I was going to say, right now is always the start of it.
So the 3 months in the winter, and so it's a really good time to have gotten this rain, so you can turn that sprinkler system off and make sure that winter average stays nice and low, so you're going to have a nice low sewer bill the rest of the year.
Historically, it always started about last week. Mid-November is when they started
measuring.
Start calculating the winter averaging. So
Mark yelled at me last week because, no, he didn't yell, but I was asking about watering lawn, because we had just gotten a rain, and it's like, okay, but it was like a drizzle. And I had said, okay, do I need to do it? Don't do it. And he's like, no, it's winter. Stop. You can do, but he did say, protect the container garden with hand water.
That's a different matter. Hand watering your container plants is never going to break the bank on water.
No, and the containers are never going to catch enough rainwater, and so you always have to look at that about 48 hours later and make sure that they need some water. So you always check with the best water testing device you have. Your finger. And you just go down to about the first knuckle. And if it is moist at all, don't water.
Yep.
But I was laughing when Karen said about that we have been in a drought. The U.S. Department of Agriculture produces this drought monitor weekly or biweekly. And for the last 6 years, there's this big red spot.
Right over Bear County. Or,
really?
Or worse, northwest of us, where the recharge zone is.
So right where Bandera and Bear and Kendall County come together, there has been this big red spot for years.
Just indicating a prolonged deficit of rain that's been going on for years.
So we keep looking at that.
But, I got to say, our community has done it remarkably well with this drought. We still have people doing their gardening and enjoying their plants. The city still looks pretty. Okay, by the sides of the roads and other places are looking crispy, but we've really gotten through this long period because so many people are reasonable about it.
There has been some timely rain.
Is real good about it.
Yeah, it has been some timely rain, but essentially, we do a lot of great things in this town regarding water conservation, drought management.
And I was going to suggest too, if we can give pats on the back, I think it's partly.
Ow.
Sorry, I got a little rough there. No, but that SAWS and other agencies have done a good job of working together to take into consideration, that people still want like the different plants, and they still want color, and kind of creating situations that, okay, that's great. Maybe this isn't the best one to get, but this one is, and coming up with programs. So I'll pat you on the back.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Now, one of the things I'm excited about is that, when I started at SAWS 25 years ago, and about 20 years ago, we wrote a book at the time. A lot of great people, including Calvin and Jerry Parsons and Mark Peterson, contributed to this landscape care guide that got promoted for years. But, 20 years is a long time, and if you look at that old landscape care guide, the favorite plants from 20 years ago are not quite the favorite plants today. We've got some new choices that are very heat tolerant. So the staff at San Antonio Water System, headed up by Brad Weir, are working on a new San Antonio landscape care guide that's going to come out in mid-March.
Oh, good.
And so I think they're duking it out over what the favorite plants are to feature for each season of the year.
So, so we always laugh. So Brad and I were working on a 100 best for San Antonio.
Peterson's Pigs?
Huh?
Peterson's Pigs?
No, not Peterson's Pigs. That's something else.
Oh, okay.
But
Peterson's Pigs.
It was
pigs.
It's much more fun
to call it the pigs.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I thought it was like Calvin disagreed with his choices, and so he was being derogatory because maybe Calvin and Mark didn't agree. No, I know that's not possible. That Calvin would disagree with anybody.
So that was that was the point of that story. Brad and I had some discussions.
There's always heated debate over what are the favorites for each that look their best each season of the year.
Said there was a lot of blood spilled on that 100 best.
But did you have an agreement like where we both thought
have the
Lantana were great?
Yeah, we had the 100 best. And this little handout was really nice because we did ground covers, and then perennial plants, and then shrubs, and then trees. So it was very nicely organized on that. So it's supposed to be a counterpart to what we used to call the Purple Book, which
that old landscape care guide that is getting a major refresh, total rewrite.
Right.
So it's something to be excited about. That'll come out.
I was going to say
in the new year.
Do I dare ask what the ETA is on that?
It will be ready for spring bloom mid-March. That will be the first opportunity to get your hands on one.
In Milton, when is spring bloom?
Yeah,
I teach you these things, and you never listen.
Oh, give him a break. It's March. It's March.
Near spring.
Mid-March.
It's always the second Saturday in March.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
I know.
Second Saturday in March. I'm on it now.
Yeah, okay. And it's a wonderful, wonderful event. It just keeps it getting better. I saw the last one, and it was just wonderful. And all the gardening organizations and the information that was being provided, it was just fabulous. And it's always located on the front parking lot.
That's it's kind of across from Trinity University. So it's a good kickoff to the spring gardening season.
So as I said, that's when a lot of our programs just are starting to come up, and we want to make sure everybody knows about those water conservation programs.
And they can find out where those are, same place?
On GardenStyleSA.com.
Yep, I figured. Yeah.
So, Mark, I'm looking out here at these gorgeous perennials. If you were shopping right now, what would be your favorites?
Well, it would be a site decision. And what I mean by that is whether it's sunny or whether it's shady. And so I'm looking out here, and I have some wonderful Salvia greggii, otherwise known as fall salvia. And we have some of those. I like the red. I see those. And then I see some beautiful shrimp plant over there by the other tree that just
I
gorgeous.
See it now. My shrimp plant
looks.
I see Turk's cap and shrimp plant.
Right.
Both over there.
Both of those are shade tolerant plants, and then the salvias generally tend to be more sun. Salvias can tolerate a bit of shade.
A little bit of shade, but not too much, or they won't bloom.
Yeah. So that, and then there's some Kufia there in front of me.
I was going to say, is that the bat-faced Kufia?
Yeah, and then also the cigar plant. That's another Kufia. So the one to the left of it. So these are all wonderful shade plants. That's what I would be going for. I like perennials.
Okay,
I like pollinators. And
better?
Oops, yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
And but the decisions are always based on where is it going to go.
Yeah.
It's always first. Is it sun or shade?
And if you're blessed with trees and you're looking for shade options around the, underneath those trees that you're so lucky to have, there's lots of options for that. And then if you've got full bacon hot sun, I see lots of options for that too.
So Karen got me saying this. I didn't say this before, but the hot, what did we say? Hot in the front? The
Inferno strip?
The Inferno strip.
Oh,
there
yes.
we go, yes.
Hellscape, Inferno strip. People call it different things. Yeah. Right up close to the street.
Yeah, the one between the street
area
and the
between
sidewalk.
The curb and the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That's
an area of
very
special
tough place. Very bad soil, usually, if any.
Yeah.
I've seen people in the neighborhood, and they've put stuff in there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's great. Look how great it looks. I never thought of that. And then at the end of the season or something, you just walk by and it's like gone and never comes back. It's just so tough to
It's a tough spot. Yeah. That's a place unless I was blessed with soil in that spot, which I think usually it's not.
Mm-hmm. No.
I would be going for things like yucca in there.
Okay.
Because there are some, we actually have in Texas some really attractive, interesting things like yucca, prickly pear.
Red yucca.
Yeah.
Super tough
plants.
plants.
Yeah, that'd be good.
The red yucca is good in those places. And
that Blackfoot daisy.
I keep hearing that. I have to try again. I have killed Blackfoot daisy.
Well, you're too kind for it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I was nice to it.
Yeah. So, yes, the one way to kill Blackfoot daisy is be nice to it.
Maybe that was a problem. So full sun Blackfoot daisy?
Absolutely.
Maybe that was the other problem.
Yeah.
I put it where there was...
you put it by the red oaks.
Maybe there was too much periodic shade for where I tried it. But, you're not trying if you haven't killed 1,000 plants. So I have definitely made it to my 1,000 plants of
way to go.
Mark,
we have said it over the years.
Get a little badge.
I get a badge. Yes, I have experimented enough to. I've surely killed 1,000 plants on the way to having some survive.
And I have a "is it dead yet?" plant question in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can ask it right now.
Okay.
That's always a good one.
So you know the rust-colored shrimp plant?
Yeah.
Okay, that y'all were pointing at.
Yeah.
I had one in a big container, and it was doing great, and it didn't get a lot of water because somebody didn't water it. I don't know who.
In a container, that's tough because normally I never water mine, but mine are in the ground in pretty deep shade.
I have the more hybridized, the newer one.
Yeah.
In the ground, and it's gone crazy. It's very happy. So my question is, so I trimmed it all back, and then it's got like a foot, 6 inches of coming from between where I cut and the soil. So I'm kind of hoping it'll come back, or
my comment on that is I would try it, but then it feels like to me, just based on watching them like tromp across my yard, the shrimp plant, where they're happy, they're like literally killing the grass by taking over yard space, which is okay with me. It feels like you could root a new one pretty easily, don't you think, Mark? That they would root pretty easily because you've got them in the backyard. So you might be able to root
Are these still
a new one
in
the container.
I misunderstood.
The container ones are looking peaked, he says. They look dead.
The big container ones, looked dead, so I trimmed it back. And
so I definitely would say, try them.
Okay.
Put them, but take them out of the container and put them in the ground.
Oh, okay.
And see if now they'll come back in the ground.
And then I would take some of them out and then leave the other ones and leave them in the container and say, okay, I'm going to treat you a little bit better, I promise.
So, we're talking about containers. Did the shrimp plant, when you were being nice to it, did it look nice in the container?
Yeah, it was stringy and long, but some people care about that. I'm not one that particularly does.
It wasn't full, but it was surviving and
leggy.
blooming.
Yeah, leggy and blooming and.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I've never tried to containerize.
I forget why we did. I think I just did, and it actually got tucked away behind blue plumbago, and the blue plumbago said,
well, I'm going to take over.
I'm going to take over. I'm going to hide this plant so they never see it again.
All right. There's a lovely segue.
So
talking about blue plumbago.
So blue plumbago is one of my favorites. However, there are two plants in my yard that I've started calling plant bullies.
Oh, okay.
And shrimp plant's one of them, where it's happy in pretty deep shade. It has run right over other plants and smothered them. And the other plant that's done that in mostly sun but a little bit of shade is my blue plumbago. It has taken over. So hardy that I call them bullies.
Karen used to tell me about her bully plants, and so I was like, "Oh, let Karen tell you about the blue plumbago."
Yeah, it's
shrimp.
So we trimmed it up. Okay, in the back, we had it in the bed, and it kind of ran and took over the bed.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, we're just going to trim it up, and Laura took it to the front, the little cuttings, and plop, 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 plop. Is
it a bully there, too, now?
It's now a bully there, too, and when we had the big freeze, I keep telling people it froze down to the ground, it went away.
And it came right back.
It came back angry. It came back like, oh, yeah.
Came back like, I'm going to take over more territory.
Exactly. I love it, though.
It's a beautiful plant, and I think the blooms are kind of soothing in the heat of summer. They look cool, and I don't know, they're really nice in the summer, but I didn't want it to run roughshod over my old-fashioned roses that had been doing well next to it, and they are now dead because the blue plumbago ran right over them.
There's always a debate among landscape designers for summer.
Yeah.
So some folks say, oh, you have to have some bright colors to really pop in the summertime. Other people, myself included, going, no, I really want to see some pastels and some whites and some ease me into the 101.
It's so glaring outside already. That's what I like about the plumbago. Is it's just so glaring outside. Would be an
excellent
that sky blue.
Yes.
It's that sky blue. It looks cool and inviting.
But meanwhile, it's thinking, Where can I go next?
What can I just run right
There's an empty
over?
space. Oh, look at that little thyme over there.
So much for the time. So much so much for that old-fashioned rose
got the
that
garden, I have
thrived
the
for
time.
10 years. I'm going to run right over it.
That's right. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back in a moment. 210-308-8867 is our number. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up with Karen Gust, Mark Peterson. I'm Milton Glueck. This is 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. Al texted me a message. We got a comment from a listener who didn't want to come on the air, just gave his name, B. Plumbago, said, you guys never need to be quiet about me. I don't know.
What?
What? He doesn't think they're bullies?
No, the comment was by someone named B. Plumbago.
Oh,
and
okay. All right.
He said, just keep quiet. I guess, big fan or something. All right, 210-308.
I didn't say I didn't like them.
No, I do like them. They make you look like a gardening genius.
You do.
I wonder if they make a nice hedge. We're trying to do a couple as a little hedge where the yard breaks. And once we got them established, again, watering, they don't care too much.
No, they don't.
Now it's kind of going.
Even with freezes.
Yeah.
They will, of course, freeze back, but they rapidly respond
like you said,
and grow.
they come back with more energy.
Yep, they sure do.
My other one like that is the Turk's cap. My Turk's cap jumped the driveway at my house to somebody planted them, I'm sure, some wildlife, but I had a bed across the driveway, and I have different Turk's caps, and they jumped the driveway, took over, and decided they were going to push out the other plants I'd planted there, and I let them.
Maybe we need a section on bully plants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, there are several, speaking of that, there are several different Turk's cap.
Oh, okay.
They're a native one, a more tropical one. They have it a little bit bigger fruit.
There's the bright red one that usually you see, and then I have ones that are different colored that people gave me at different points.
Yeah, and they may be the pink one.
Yeah.
Which is the Pampurier pink. And
I think
that
we
has
have
pink flowers.
And I think they kind of, if they're mistreated, kind of just hunker down and wait until you get it right.
Those were developed by our friend Greg Grant.
Oh, cool.
In honor of his friend Pampurier. It's tough to say. Puryear. Puryear. So, and they're lovely. Just a little different. You think of Turk's cap as red, and these are just a nice pink, bold pink. So, anyway, just that's a very nice shade-tolerant plant that is very popular with hummingbirds. I've never understood it. It's a small flower.
Yeah,
how do the hummingbirds get in there?
They drink out of it. Yeah, they seem to fight over them. Yeah. So, Mark, I was admiring the big row of citrus over here, and it seems like this is a decent time of year to contemplate your citrus collection.
It is, because some citrus are more susceptible to freezes than others. And if I had to rank them, which are the most susceptible, I would go key limes. Then the lemons, particularly Myers Improved lemon. And then the satsumas, which are very cold tolerant. And then kind of like maybe the mandarin oranges. And then finally the Changsha tangerine. They can actually grow that in Dallas area.
Oh, my goodness, wow.
So I know Mr. Moy was, in his later years, were trying to cross a satsuma.
Mm-hmm.
Are those very tasty, Milton?
Yes.
Are those very tasty?
They're very good.
We have
and
some examples up on
These are seedless anyway.
On the table, and that's what he was trying to do. Changsha tangerines are filled with seeds.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And so he was trying to cross.
And they're a citrus, not an actual, not like a peach.
No. They're a tangerine. A lot of people confuse the Satsuma mandarin with a tangerine. It's very similar. But, sorry.
You're okay.
But you always have to worry a little bit about freezes, and that's why you have to protect the limes. But fortunately, you can grow them in a big container. Now, you got to make sure that that container can be moved. But
so you want the ability to put it on a dolly of some kind to get it inside,
or grow it on a dolly. I mean, like a big container already on
wheels.
On wheels. You always want to make sure on that. But the limes are wonderful. I always ask everyone, what's the difference between a key lime and a Persian lime?
Okay.
I don't know. What is the difference?
What is the difference between
you make a key lime, a Mexican lime, for your margaritas, and your Persian lime for your gin and tonic.
Are the Persian limes larger?
Yeah.
I thought they were bigger. That's where I thought you were going.
I remembered
you gave
wrong. A straight answer, and
he gave you the culinary answer.
Yes, exactly. So is this if you get one? And I remember in the past they've talked about people like giving citrus trees as gifts.
Yes, that's why I was thinking this is a good time of year to contemplate them, because if you have a plant-loving friend, as long as they put it in a big, like how big do we think the container needs to be?
So
big container that can be moved.
Calvin and I's rule of thumb is we like to say, everyone go for a 30-gallon.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, a number 30. So
is that a whiskey barrel?
It's approximately a whiskey barrel.
For those of us who aren't good at picturing 30 gallons,
so that's a very large container. That's a half a whiskey barrel.
Okay, that's what I thought. Picture a whiskey barrel cut in half, so pretty wide and deep.
Right.
I have finally learned at my husband's request to stop putting such things in ceramic pots. His back requested that I stop that practice when the freeze would come and I'd start wanting to haul them in, and he'd look at this
little
whiskey barrel-sized behemoth with ceramic around it and go, "Are you kidding me?" So, I think ahead too.
Lessons we've learned.
Lessons we've learned is that an attractive pot, but one that can be moved.
In fact, that's what I think. We were doing a show a couple of weeks ago, and we're talking about winter preparedness, and the key feature was always have a plan.
How are they coming in the house?
Yeah.
Or the garage,
regardless
or something.
of whether you're wrapping them or moving them, always have a plan. You don't want to decide what to do that night, the day before the freeze. You always. Okay, these ones are going to go in. These ones are going to stay here. I'm going to wrap this one. I will have watered them a week ahead of time, not the day before. We always like to counsel people that watering them doesn't do any good the night before. A week before does.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But
citrus is a great plant.
So you'd still protect them until spring rather than putting them
on a large citrus in a big 30-gallon container.
It'll like being outside, won't it? Except when the rare hard freeze we get, it'll like it outside.
So the Satsumas, we don't have to really worry about them until they go to below 28.
Oh, okay.
Whereas a lime, I'm worried about it below 48. So there's going to be nippy. But I would always make sure that I have maybe a little frame, a little bamboo, or a little wood frame, just that I can wrap the insulate around it.
Yeah.
And then, unless it was a lime or lemon, I would not.
So you think the Satsuma, if it's wrapped, will live?
Right. And I'm really focusing on the trunk area on those. Because some of them are grafted, some are grown from the root.
Yeah, my Satsuma died in Uri, but so did probably everybody's. It was in the ground, so it wasn't able to come in, and I mummified it, but it didn't survive.
Speaking of Uri, Karen never heard this story.
Oh,
but
you want to hang on a sec?
We'll tell it after a break.
Yeah, take a break after the news.
I was going to say, we have the news. Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break and get you caught up with the news. In the meantime, give us a call, 210-308-8867. Milton Glueck, along with Karen Guz, the San Antonio Water System, and Mark Peterson. And we'll be back in a moment with more coming up right after this from Millburgers on 9:30 a.m. This is The Answer.
We're back with Millburgers Gardening, South Texas, live from Millburgers Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck, along with Karen Guz, Mark Peterson, live here at Millburgers at 1604 on Bulverde Road. Come visit us. The sun's come out. The gardeners have come out. So people are out here enjoying it and buying plants for themselves. And so maybe it's cyclamen. I'm trying to figure. It's always fun to see what people get. I'm trying to see they're blocked over there. I can't see what they got.
Well, we're sitting in front of the seasonal color, so we're seeing people wander the color and then wander over to the Christmas trees. So the color is, of course, enticing. People walk by and see the cyclamen popping.
So, Mark, did you have a 210-308-8867 if you want to call in? 210-308-8867. Did you have a Uri question?
Yeah, no, I had a Uri statement.
Comment. Yeah.
So, Milton, if you remember,
no, I don't know.
In 2020,
yes,
after Uri, I came on to the radio and said 95% of all the sagos are going to die.
That was the very first prediction.
I would have agreed with you right afterward because I had a bunch of big, beautiful sagos because I live in a deer-infested neighborhood, and I was sure they were toast.
So every week.
You kept kidding.
Okay, a few survived.
95 to 75.
About 75% had died.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And then it became 50.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And then it became, only 5% appeared to have died.
Exactly. That's the number that eventually
went. Totally flipped.
But it was funny. Week after week, I'd give a sago report, and it kept getting lower and lower.
So Mark, even though we're in this drought, I think we still would encourage people, if they feel like they want to diversify their trees in their yard, or they have a spot where they would like to have a tree, this is a good time of year to be thinking about that.
This is an excellent time of year. A lot of people from other parts of the country come down and go, they kind of worry, and they want to plant in springtime, late spring. And I go, no. November is the best time in the world.
Time.
And, in fact, CPS Energy has their Green Shade Rebate Program.
Where do you find it?
Funny you should ask. So I tried to find it. Now, this is we talked about this.
I'm assuming there's a CPS website. I have to go look for it.
So I would go to the CPS website, and not to diss any of our fellow utilities,
right?
But our SAW's website was a lot better. So it was a little hard to find. So what I've learned to do is, folks, go on your Google
and search for CPS tree rebate.
There you go. CPSE Green Shade Rebate.
Okay.
And it pops up immediately, the website. And then you can learn about all the requirements and a list of... And the list is extensive of permitted trees. And you are limited to 5 trees lifetime for that residence.
That's a lot of trees, though,
for
a
a
typical
lot of trees.
home.
Yeah.
How much is the rebate per tree? Do you remember?
$50 credit on your bill.
So one of the things that I took advantage of years ago when I bought a good-sized, I think it was a big shrub to replace one that had died, was I had Millburgers come out and plant it for me because I did not feel like, the expression, buy a $5 plant, dig a $20 hole. This was a good-sized 5-gallon pot.
We do 50. 50 is how I do.
So now it's, that would be a very expensive hole. But Millburgers, if you wanted to, say, gift someone with a tree, You could also gift them with.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be
gift
great.
them with a tree and having it planted in their yard.
No, that'd be real nice.
That'd be a really nice gift for, you're trying to figure out that person who seems to have everything. And so, Mark, if you were to if you were going to diversify your trees away from, a lot of people have live oak.
Yeah, a lot of people have live oak.
Maybe they have a lot of cedar elm. What would you suggest that they consider?
Well, again, something that coincidentally is on the permitted list is Mexican live oak, or Mexican white oak. It goes by the same name as Monterey oak. That's a lot of people know it as that.
Okay, I've always heard good things about Monterey oak. I don't have one in my yard.
It is one of the 5 species that I would always recommend. It's fast-growing and few pests and low maintenance.
Does it drop its leaves in the winter?
In the month of February.
Okay, kind of like regular live oaks.
So live oaks will do it in the month of March. So the Mexican white oak does it in February, at the end of February. So that's a good attribute for it, but it's
bigger leaves than the live oaks.
It is. It's bigger leaves. Surprisingly, it's retained its acorns until just recently. I know that because they were pounding on my roof last night.
Oh, oops!
During the wind. But I like that one. I like Mexican sycamore.
I think those are so pretty.
Yeah,
but is there a limit to where they'd be happiest?
Right. So we were talking about this before the program started, but I definitely want those below 1604, preferably within 410 area. So
a little more soil.
More soil, exactly. They'll do much better at that point.
If you're hill country north of 1604, maybe not one of those.
No. So that's a good one. Same thing applies to Montezuma cypress. It is a wonderful plant, but it does require a little bit more soil. It's drought tolerant, grows fast, minimal pests, doesn't require as much water as the bald cypress. But it does require a little bit more.
So if you're north of 1604 in the rocky places, what would you pick?
Well, hang on to that question. We're gonna help Bert out. That's a good segue.
Oh, great.
This is Chalmette Bert from Louisiana.
Chalmette.
We're going to help him do, I'll let Bert tell us. Welcome, Bert. Welcome to the show. What's going on, sir? Where you at?
Well, where I'm at right now is a very good place, and I was hoping and praying that you all had a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you, Bert.
Well, you're quite welcome. I asked, I don't know if it was you, Milton, or when what I call the old cranky one was on about a moon garden. It was white flowers.
Oh. So what would bloom, have that white that would flash in the night when you don't have much light?
Exactly, just like my little garden pathway lights, and that mayhaps survive the winter if I was to plant them now.
Well, I'm looking right at my line of sight. If you have sort of shady areas in San Antonio, cyclamen, there's beautiful white cyclamen, and those bloom really nicely through the cooler months here.
Right. Definitely. In the more summer, I would look at the angel's trumpet, the Brugmansia.
Oh, those are nice.
They hang down, and they tend to open up during the early dusk to nighttime.
There's white plumbago. I don't think it's as tough as the blue plumbago, but there is a white plumbago too.
Yeah, and I prefer
that's
that
interesting to know.
Yeah, I bet that would be good.
And you know what you were talking about moving plants in and stuff, and I found out about the biodegradable peanuts that they ship with. A lot of companies do now, and they're made of cornstarch.
Do they dissolve in water then?
It takes about a month for them to dissolve, but they also add, I guess you could say, a layer of insulation. So if your plant doesn't take it all the way down to 30, and you can't move them all at the same time, put those in when you get them in shipping. I mix mine in with the soil now.
Interesting.
With edible plants, that's what I do. With inedible plants or flowers and blooms, I use the regular peanut they send, and it does seem to lay on another layer of insulation.
I hadn't heard that before. That's a very interesting tip. I've used to use it when I had a really deep, deep pot, and I wanted to fill the bottom of it with something that wouldn't be heavy.
Right, it's just, I did it as an experiment just to find out. But I wanted to ask the arbor specialist. All right, a friend of mine has a 2-year-old lemon tree. It's not doing so well, and I walked out in the yard and looked at him over Thanksgiving, and it's got 2 of the original rootstock shoots coming up. I call them suckers, but I think it's a rootstock itself trying to.
I think, prune them right down to the ground. I want to maintain that integrity of that sign onto that rootstock. I would cut them as soon as I could.
When I cut them for them, what do you all have, like a pruning spray or something like that I can get to stop it from resprouting?
Yeah, you can do that. You can that tends to be the heavy. It's called tree coat, KOTE. We have it here.
Okay.
But it tended to be the old heavy material. Heavy for everyone. It was kind of syrupy, like a Cairo syrup type black, and you'd put it on there.
That's what I was thinking when you said that, like molasses.
Yeah. So.
And so the minute you trim it, do you let it stop weeping and stuff, and then you paint it on?
No, I just put it on as soon as I can.
Okay. And as for citrus. Thank you. That's what I had.
Citrus, you can use that for all the fruit. We used to use it for trees, but then we found out 50 years ago that tree wound dressing isn't really needed. We only apply it to oaks to prevent oak wilt, but then again, you can use paint, Elmer's glue,
anything that seals it.
Anything that seals it for 4 days. And then the tree has sealed itself off.
All right, good, because that's what I want to teach the grandchildren about, too. It's like how to take care of the plants that they grow in their own yard.
Hey, Bert, on the biodegradable peanuts, so that's cornstarch. So what do I always tell people is I want to get the microorganisms going in the soil. All they require is a little bit of sugar, simple sugars, and that cornstarch will help on that. So you are on the right track, sir.
I know
I missed y'all a couple times, but I was feeling a little poorly last weekend, so it's all right. It happens. Well, I was on a fast, and somebody.
Oh. Okay, cool.
I did
are you feeling better now?
Fast. And you had. Oh, cool. All right.
Glad you're doing better.
Yeah. Did we help you out there, Bert?
Well, it's what happens when you don't eat for a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's a long fast.
Well, I call it. Look, it's in the book, isn't it? It's like I've never been up to a 40-day fast yet.
Eek.
Oh my.
Okay.
So y'all have a good one, and thank you for taking the call.
We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Bert. All right, 210-308-8867. James is on the line. James, welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. What's going on?
Hey, I got a quick question. I'll make it quick today.
You're okay. What's going on?
Hey, well, anyway, I picked a big, as a side, I took where we went for Thanksgiving a nice sized bowl of those dwarf cherry surprise and put them on the island where everybody was baking and doing their thing and whatnot, and everyone was eating those, even the little kiddos, like they were candy. I was so thrilled.
Yeah.
Staff must have eaten them, because I didn't see the bowl here earlier.
It didn't go that far north.
The one that James brought? Oh, yeah. It was great. How did your spaghetti sauce recipe or whatever, what were you making?
Oh, it was beef stew. It was really good, the beef stew. And I did throw the tomatoes in there, but in hindsight, where I messed up, I didn't put nearly enough tomatoes in there.
Oh, okay.
I should have put quite a few more. For the pot of stew I had, it was a big pot. But I gave some away, so that's why I made a huge pot. But okay, my yellow squash straight neck that I was growing for a few months, late summer squash, the plants all of a sudden, like almost overnight, like got a fungus. I don't know if it was a fungus, but like a grayish kind of all over the leaves, and then the plants just declined like overnight, almost 2 of the 3. So I pulled them all out this week earlier before Thanksgiving. Got rid of all that stuff. What I want to know is, because I didn't get my onions planted, but I'm doing that almost as we speak. Can I grow them in that same container? Is that fungus going to be an issue that was on the squash to put the onions in the same container?
No, because I think it is going to be a powdery mildew or some kind of mildew. First thing is to get rid of that. I would mix up the soil. If it's in a container, do you mix it up a little bit?
Yes, I'm going to mix it up. I put a little more potting soil, and I said, well, let me call, because I was going to mix some compost in there as well.
Okay.
But I said, well, I don't want to waste the compost if I'm not going to put the onions in there, so I decided to call.
Hey, do you have any sulfur, like grind sulfur or so? Or
you know what, Mark? I have I think it's a Spoma product. It's called. I use it on my gardenia, but it's called acetone or something.
Yep.
But when I look at the ingredient, I think it just says sulfur, but I can double check. So you would put some of that in there?
Yeah, you betcha. That was the 19th century spinosad. Anything that has sulfur in it, but that was the 19th century fungicide of choice.
Interesting.
That and arsenic, and we don't use arsenic anymore.
No, not with onions.
Especially not if you're going to eat it.
Not with onions.
Well, you never knew what they were doing to do in the 19th century.
It'd be called the Last Supper.
So that is a great fungicide, and you don't need a lot because you don't want to mess around with that a lot because it can cause some damage to clothes and what have you. So just a light dusting in and around that pot, and that probably is going to be the best thing you can do.
Okay. Now, thinking back, because it's on my concrete patio, I think sulfur will stain. Is that correct? So I don't want to get it on the cement.
Yeah. Not a stain, not as much of a stain as what is called copris, which is iron sulfate.
Okay.
But it will. That's why it's another thing is like you may want to move it to the edge or a little bit, but it shouldn't stain a lot.
Now, Mark, doesn't the compost helps as well?
Oh yeah.
So he mentioned
so he's
compost.
On the right track. I was like, yeah, and I went, oh, by the way, do you have any sulfur?
Yeah. So the compost is a real good thought because you don't have those problems. But I always thought, and I remembered hearing it's sort of a natural.
It is. So I just jumped ahead as I am wont to do. So Karen is absolutely right. You were that little bit of compost is also will have some natural pesticide agents within it. Okay,
so when you say not much, if I do have sulfur, and I think I'll go look as soon as I hang up. I think it is a sulfur product. Yeah. So this container is the one that I tried unsuccessfully to grow the blueberry in it. So it's a large, not real tall, but wide container, and I think off memory, it's like 27-gallon container.
Yeah.
So how much sulfur would you think?
We're talking like a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons.
Okay,
very small amount.
Perfect. And mix it in with the Osmocote in the compost.
Dust it around the edges of the container.
Oh, just the edges, not mix it in the soil. So it's kind of
like you sprinkled salt on something.
Sprinkling, and it's
sprinkling,
and it's sprinkle like cinnamon on top of.
But it's kind of preventing that powdery mildew from getting going on the leaves. So you're kind of leaving it on the top?
Yeah, leave it on top.
Okay. So should I plant and then dust, or dust and then plant?
No, it's either.
Either way. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, James. You take care. All right, we're going to take a quick break. While we do, you give us a call at 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up. Live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 and Boulevardy Road on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. Oh, did I mess it up? 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
There we go.
210-308 better. 210-308-8867. Don't forget, when you listen next week, you're going to kind of be hearing, it's Milberger's big traditional Christmas celebration, and that was the sound of the little Christmas train going by.
Oh, I didn't know if you were imitating it, like it was a dog event.
I was going to say,
I was like waiting to hear what that sound was.
Was that supposed to be Calvin or I?
That
wasn't quite.
You take your pick, whoever you want it to be.
Okay.
But they'll be going, woo, 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 woo. But no, you can bring your dog out here for pictures with Santa.
Okay.
Face painting, hot wassail, popcorn, balloon art, and it's all going to be a lot of fun, 11 to 3 each day, the 6th and the 7th. So go to milbergernursery.com for more information. That's milbergernursery.com. And you had a good question we were asking. We were kind of talking about it off the air. But, if you do happen to live in that rocky...
Got a lot of people who live in the north of 1604, the land of very little native soil and a lot of limestone rock. So I was curious about Mark's favorites. If you live there, what's going to survive, you think, the best in those native tree-wise? If you were looking to do what Mark's recommending and plant that tree now or buy a gift, what would be... I'll tell you one of my favorites that seems to thrive. It's not a huge tree, but desert willow is, I think, stunning, and it has these orchid-like blooms that just won't quit all summer. And once it's established, you never water the thing, and it...
Oh, yeah.
They're just gorgeous.
They don't like to be watered.
They don't like to be watered.
In fact, those years, very rare. I've heard tell about them where we had a lot of rain.
And they didn't do well.
86, 87. You remember those.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't do well.
So that's one of my... I just lost... Oh, there it goes. It came back. My sound went out. But anyway, desert willow would be one of my picks for if you want a kind of smallish... It's not going to be a big canopy for shade, but it's going to be a stunning specimen tree to add to your yard.
Now, do hummingbirds like it as much as the Bubba?
I think they do.
Yeah. So Milton was on the quest for the Bubba variety of desert
I have
willow.
a Bubba in my yard.
Right.
You have a Bubba?
Yeah, so there you go, Milton. Okay. Another one similar to that would be a Texas mountain laurel.
Of course,
that really loves the rocky soil. Minimum care.
Slower
pests.
growing, I think, than the desert willow.
Yeah. Minimal pests, but we don't really worry about them. It's the little genesta caterpillar and the little box elder type bugs. So that would be another good ornamental type one, as well as something like the Texas persimmon. Not much of a flower, but certainly beautiful bark. And that bigger trees, the Texas, and I repeat, Texas red oak. Make sure, not a Schumacher oak, Texas red oak. Lacy oak would be another excellent species. And then chinkapin oak.
Yeah, you said that was one.
So that's one of my favorite trees. I've never seen it die from a pest, except the pest that walks on two legs. That's the only one.
Oh, okay.
So that's an excellent tree. And then there's something new on the market that's kind of gaining popularity. It's called a Camby's oak, or
I know that one.
Sierra red oak is another name.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. So look underneath that one. So it's a very popular one. kind of a pyramidal shape. So a lot of people like that, kind of a more formal shape, particularly when it's young. And then as it grows up, it loses that pyramidal shape, form more of an oval crown than smaller. So it's very good on today's smaller landscapes. So it's only going to be up to about 35, 40 feet at most. So it's gaining popularity. You'll see it. I think we have a few here. Not a whole lot. But what you really want to look for is look around. Look what's in the native areas around here.
Okay.
And those are the ones that are going to do really well. So there's another evergreen. Do I dare say it? Ash juniper.
Oh, Mark.
Please. It's a family
Blasphemy
show.
for the allergy people out there are going, no.
Horrified. Well, okay.
It's important to our native areas.
Well, if they wanted to do a little replacement of that, the Arizona cypress, which we have here, and which we have available in different sizes for the living Christmas trees. And so we have very small ones and moderate-sized ones and a little bit larger ones. And then they can use that for a Christmas tree, a living Christmas tree.
We don't have a lot of options like that. So that's a nice one.
That's what we were talking about last week. And so I did go over and look at what our options were, and lo and behold, we had both the Italian stone pine and the Aleppo pine. Did I go up?
No.
Okay, Aleppo pine, which is hardly you ever see the Aleppo pine, but that's one I strongly recommend for this area. And that's about
What's
it.
the shape of that pine?
That's kind of an oval shape.
Okay.
So the Italian stone pine, eventually, it takes a long while, it's very slow growth, but eventually it's more flat-topped. And it looks like a big mushroom-type shape.
So this is the season for any of those to plant it in your own yard or maybe gift it to somebody, people who seem to have everything.
So we
give them a tree and get them to get Milbergers to plant it for you.
They come full circle around. Guess what we have as a living tree? Upright rosemary.
Oh, yeah.
Shaped into a little tree. Speaking of, for those who have everything, a little rosemary tree would be lovely.
That would be great. I was telling Mark that my creeping rosemary, my prostrate rosemary, didn't make it through a couple hard freezes. By the end of several years in a row of a really hard freeze, I don't have any left in my yard, which I need to replace it and maybe go for the upright this time, because I cook with it a lot. So I used to go out there and trim it constantly to cook with it.
So that's what we found. I'm after a few years, it literally is about 97 to 98% of the prostrate rosemary is gone, frozen. So David Rodriguez and I are encouraging everybody to
think upright.
Upright.
Now, how tall will the upright get? It's not that tall, right? It's only a couple feet.
Yeah, it would maybe maximum 30 inches, so 2.5 feet.
That's what I thought.
Maybe maximum, yeah. So that's
it's like
size.
a little undisciplined little hedge.
Yeah.
And,
if you don't trim it, it'll be kind of roundish, kind of like a little cenizo, if you will. Somebody wanted it. How can I encourage it to bloom? The question was on the radio. So
I know, for my house, it was always, don't be nice to it and it'll bloom.
Yeah. Oh, he's making fun of me.
Yeah, it blooms in January.
It's not very nice blooms. They're just kind of...
Yeah, it's kind of January, February-ish.
But they kind of look like Christmas ornaments.
Yeah. He wanted it to bloom at Christmas. And I went, talk to somebody else higher than me.
Higher power.
Well, sometimes y'all have talked about, dry it out, and that'll encourage it to bloom sooner.
So it is from the Mediterranean.
Okay.
So don't over care for it.
Okay. No, but I do like them. We'll have them here after the holidays, and they'll kind of be in front of us, and they're got the little purple blooms all over them, or bluish blooms, and they look like Christmas ornaments. They just look like it's lights on the Christmas tree. Maybe that's a better description. Anyway.
Anyway, we had to finish up on that. We have lots of choices. We have the cut trees. We have living Christmas trees, which I always encourage because, as Karen is right, this is the time of year to plant your trees.
Yeah, people get the garden bug in the spring, which is great, but we try to push that message of early fall for new perennials, although you could still put some in now. And then really now is the time.
And the
trees.
reason is we want to get that root system fully developed before next year's drought and heat. In the South, the root systems don't really stop growing, albeit slowed down. But they will grow throughout the winter period, and then that gets them firmly established by
But you
next
still
summer.
have to give it a little TLC in the first summer.
Oh, well, yeah.
The first summer of the tree's life, you're going to want to hand water it a bit.
So that's why I always go, get them established. And I would forget what getting established means.
Established doesn't mean no TLC in its first summer.
I mean, consistent watering, and you'll find this, by the way, on the Garden Style SA website. Mark's famous 3-2-1 watering schedule.
Now
for
remind
the
us what 3-2-1 is. What does that stand for?
Wow, I'm glad you asked.
It really is.
So, in the absence of rain.
You'd think I'd remember. I worked with him for years, but I always have to look it up. What does 3-2-1 mean again?
So, in the absence of rain, always critical.
Makes me feel better. Yes.
We're going to water 3 times a week for that first month. And then 2 times a week for the second month and 1 time a week for that third month. So we got about 3 months that we're going to establish.
So if you planted a tree now, I'm gonna make this hard on you because the 3-2-1 doesn't apply to this.
Yeah.
By the time we get to summer and it's brutal and it's 100 degrees and it's not raining, which would be par for the course lately.
Yeah.
What would you suggest about frequency of watering around where the active roots probably are for that tree?
There's only the only roots that tree has is in the root ball.
It's pretty close to the root ball. It hasn't gone out and
you want to
far
make sure
yet.
that you have consistent watering. Now, what I always make sure is I tell everybody that amount for that 3 times a week is the exact same amount that you have for the second and the third month.
Okay.
You're only just changing the frequency. So as the tree root grows out,
water further out.
You water further out.
But by summer, if you plant it now, it's still not going to have a very wide and far root system.
This is usually 1 to 2 months, 1 to 2 times a month,
once or twice
on rainfall.
Depending on how severe it is.
So there's discussion among the arborists and the city, and I conceded that maybe the one probably wasn't correct for the last couple of years.
Once a month might be not enough when it's 100 degrees or 105.
So twice a month was what I had suggested. So, but the point is, you don't need to break.
It's not a lot of water.
Bill. It's
really a quick shot of water.
Yeah, it is a consistent amount. And usually, you determine that by the diameter. So it's 1 to 2 gallons per diameter. So if you have a 1 inch diameter tree, it's about a 10 gallon.
Okay.
That's going to be about 1 to 2 gallon.
So the way I put it to people on these trees is that, sure, your trees, when you newly plant them in Texas, need some TLC to get going, but they're really a bargain on water because it's small quantities of water. And then even in that first summer, and you're maybe twice a month, when it's super dry and hot, giving them a little shot of water, it's not much. And over time, that tree is going to be so self-sustaining and add so much to your landscape that it's just one of the best bargains you can have for your use of supplemental water is to get a tree started.
So way back when, Karen asked me, give a comparison between say 1,000 square feet of grass and a 2-inch tree. How much water it would be to establish it, and then how much it would use over 1 year. And the tree.
It's a fraction.
It's a fraction of
small
grass.
Fraction.
Comparison. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I had it all written out and compared to it. compared to the other. So, hence our desire to use perennial plants and trees are much more water efficient. Even though you think, it's a bigger plant, but actually, no, not so much.
It takes care of itself as it gets established. So,
and again, that's the correct tree in the correct place. So, as our good friend Paul used to say, right tree, right
place. Yeah.
And I do like the idea of that you mentioned it too, although it can be kind of deceptive, of looking around your neighborhood, looking around your area, and seeing what thrives.
So my only problem with that piece of advice is if you're in a neighborhood where the same developer planted the same 2 trees in everybody's yard, you may not see these things like the mountain laurel, the desert willow, the different oak trees.
Right.
You may see just the same 2 species all the time.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that Mark's giving these other suggestions, because I think there's a benefit to having not all the same species.
Yeah. And I was thinking of Friedrich Wilderness Park or Eisenhower Park or Stone Oak.
Okay.
I was thinking of that. I may not have said it. Al could go back and look at the tape.
Look at the tape, Al.
Look at the tape. Well, I will tell you, even Eisenhower is so dominated by the juniper and some cedar elm, then live oak.
I'm laughing because
the variety isn't as much in Eisenhower as you would think. My daughter years ago did her science fair project on the tree survivability during the drought of 2011.
And she did a very nice study on that.
And she went on to study survivability of Western trees post-fire for her dissertation for her PhD. So that got her a good start from high school. But boy, I traipsed around Eisenhower Park more than any sane person should want to do, because my kid roped me into helping her
in amongst the trees,
count trees and transect lines and all kinds of things. Mark gave her a great tutorial at the time as to how to sample the trees.
But I was always surprised. I went, what? You walked through that area, that section of the park. Oh my! Okay, well that was the proper thing to do, but oh my!
Yeah. No.
So, but anyway, So
did you find a better park that you like more?
Well, I like Eisenhower. Eisenhower is wonderful if you want a hill to hike through. Eisenhower has elevation changes, and Friedrich too. But as we had 2 sizable study areas in that park, there wasn't as much species diversity as you might think for a native park. It's really dominated by
you have to go
species. There's a little bit of red oak where the creek
the Red Oak
comes
Trail
through.
Is you have to go on the back side of this one steep side on the north side of the ridge. Which also made it into the study, because you're going on the north side of the ridge versus the south side, and notice the species distribution, how it changes. But it's a small part of the entire park.
No, I know it. And I kind of ask too, because we are truly blessed with some great parks and a lot of diversity in terms of. Eisenhower is different from. Walker, which is different from
McAllister,
and exactly.
Mission and I know you guys have talked to
Liz.
Folks from the new Arboretum is where I was going. That the new Arboretum that's adjacent to Brooks is going to be stunning over time. It's already got some really nice trees to go see, and that'll. You watch their website, because they're going to start having days that'll be open at least once a month, so you can go and check it out.
Yeah, and they're working very hard to put in and maintain or establish stuff that was native to the area and that was part of the culture and the lifestyle of the people that live here. So it's going to be really good.
It'll be a gem. It'll take what'll be fun for those of us already here and going to see it is it looks a little dystopian right now, because it used to be a golf course, and it's nature has come back. Nature has taken over what used to be the golf course. So it's fascinating to see that succession. And then they have some gorgeous plants. So if you're looking for a new place to hike, keep an eye out for when they open it up to visitors to go walk around and see what happens if nature takes back over an old golf course.
Okay, cool. We're going to take a quick break. While we do, you give us a call at 210-308-8867. What's going on in your garden? And let's see if we can't help you. 210-308-8867. Milton Glueck, Karen Guz, Mark Peterson sitting here at Millburgers talking gardening with you on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back. Oh, sorry, that's okay. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. A few minutes left for the show. So what haven't we discussed that we need to? You have something dropping this Friday, or no? Is the season over?
Is season over?
No. The season ended. The GVST videos. The last one for the season dropped on November.
Okay.
But just wanted everybody should be seeing some of those announcements for it on Facebook.
Okay.
So we scattered announcements repeatedly on Facebook, and so you can see all of season 4, all the videos for season 4.
On that great cliffhanger. I don't want no spoiler alerts, but I was watching the end. It's like, I can't wait for season 5. Come on. Yeah. I didn't think Mark would do that. All of a sudden, Mark, okay, I'm not going to spoil it.
No, don't spoil it.
The last one with Andrew and I, it was basically, but wait,
there's more.
Season 5. That type of thing. So.
Cool. All righty. And Karen, you were going to say something, and talking in the last few minutes about kind of what's going on. And
so, we're not expecting a hard freeze anytime soon, but let's just assume we're going to have one. What do you two recommend people, just when they're out and about, acquire to be ready for the protection of the tender plants?
Great question.
Well,
this could be another good gift for someone. If they don't have everything, there's things to acquire.
We have here at Millburgers both large squares, or pre-cut, rather, of the insulate.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know this a certain area which you're going to need to protect your plants, we have that already cut. And if you don't know, but you just want to buy some, we have it on rolls here, and we can cut to whatever you think is your order.
Oh, that's really handy.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to sacrifice some old sheets or something, you can plan ahead to have these.
We have the spun material, which is designed to hold in the heat. And
so probably more insulating than the old sheet.
Yeah. But there goes to the concept that Calvin and I were promoting is plan ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Plan ahead to what you're going to do.
So that's why I bring it up, even though there's no hard freeze in the forecast.
Right.
It's just the way San Antonio goes that it seems to sneak up on everyone, and then they're panicking. So,
so I like your idea of giving it as a gift for the procrastinator in your life.
Yeah, they can stuff it on a shelf somewhere in the garage or a closet, and then they have it ready to cover up the plants that they expect could have difficulty.
I'll put a bow on it and give it to you.
Oh, you think I procrastinate? I'll tell you more about that tomorrow. Yeah, a little bit. But yes, that would be perfect.
No, we both are. So we both are procrastinators, so that's why I say that. But so it's always important to do that prior to the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're kind of lulled into a little bit of this earlier this year when we were told that it's going to be a La Nina, which is a little bit warmer and a little bit drier.
But then a La Nina winter can also have a really vicious freeze right in the middle of it. And so the problem with a winter like the one that is forecast is that you get a lot of days that are winter that are like today, 60s, 70s, and it's lovely. And you think, we're not going to ever have a hard freeze. And then next thing you know, they're talking about 1 and 2 days.
Yeah, that's how quickly
it comes quick. So.
And I see they're putting the little faucet covers and HEBs and stuff.
Yeah.
And we have them. Yeah.
Now, me on the faucet covers,
okay.
I'm lazy. I use an old dish towel that I wind around and tuck in so it stays. But the styrofoam ones, I think those stuff something inside them too, and then snap them on that outdoor faucet. But that's another good prepper gift to have for
I don't want to give that away, but Andrew and I demonstrate using socks with his hand, and I put it over the socks.
As another way to protect.
2 socks. Always minimum 2.
Okay. And how did it go? Or do you want to?
Oh, no, I just
got to watch it.
It was a very technical operation.
It was a very technical operation. That's
full
why.
Full of detailed instructions, I'm sure.
Yes, no doubt.
So, it's a little tidbit so everybody can watch.
A teaser.
And where do they find that, by the way?
By the way, they can find that one on the GVST website, which is gardeningvolunteers.org. And they click on the tab that says Go Gardening. And
that is one of the wonderful organizations that partners with San Antonio Water System on teaching people about gardening that works for our area. So I love that they are just killing it with these videos that they put out.
Very cool. Okay, so we won't do the phone number again because we're just have about 3 minutes left. But I will encourage you, if you're looking for plant gifts for yourself or the gardener in your world or just someone else, Milberger's the place to go. A beautiful cyclamen, and they've been very, very popular here. They look gorgeous, and they have the whites and the reds and the pinks and the purples. We've got the violas as well, and those are on sale. But those are really pretty. They're interesting colors.
I think that's going to be what my mom might be getting. She's hard to buy for her, and she has shades.
Well, okay.
I think it's going to be cyclamen.
And then...
No, I was going to say it's early or late in the 19th century, early 20th century, that was given. These cyclamen were given as holiday guests. They were kind of so rare.
Okay.
You can use them in the indoor table piece.
No, I think that would look great.
Yeah.
Just kind of decorate the table for the holidays with a couple reds and a couple whites, and you got it. And I was thinking about Bert's winter garden, and he didn't say if he wanted it to be winter. I'm sorry, not moonlight garden, moon garden.
Yeah, he didn't say whether
he didn't
it's
say season,
winter.
but I thought the white cyclamen, if it's this time of year.
Yeah, it would be really good. We have the white petunias.
Oh, yeah.
That's
another good choice.
I got one for a hanging basket, and it just, you really do. With the moonlight on it and stuff, it just
kind of glows.
Yeah, it does. It really kind of does.
In the summertime, I would do the Vincas, the periwinkle.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Cora series. That would be a great addition, particularly full sun areas.
Yeah, and maybe tomorrow we'll go into poinsettia care.
Oh, that's always a good topic.
Yeah, keeping them alive. You'll get them as gifts. You'll give them as gifts. You'll get them for yourself. And the question is,
what do I do with them?
What do I do with them after the holidays? And if you're like me, you just keep them. I mean, if you're like other people, toss them. What are you doing? But yeah, mine are still growing.
All right, I want to hear about that tomorrow because I have never succeeded in keeping one.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
Milton
made enough effort. You guys
successful.
will teach me tomorrow.
Okay, I'll try. I don't know what I'm doing exactly besides watering them and just kind of keeping them in the shade and just a little bit of sun.
I was going to say benign neglect.
Yes, benign neglect. But that's all coming up tomorrow. Poinsettia care right here on Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. All righty. But, yeah, come on by Milberger's. And don't forget, next Saturday and Sunday, we've got the big annual open house with all kinds of fun things happening here. Bring the kids, bring the grandkids, bring the four-legged kids. for pictures and all kinds of stuff. I saw some people taking professional pictures on some of the swing sets and stuff they have set up here. So there's that too. So we'll say goodbye for today. Thank you to Al for doing a great job. And thanks, of course, to you for listening. Thanks to Karen. She's going to be back tomorrow. And so we'll see you back here tomorrow, too, on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.